So I just got this guitar back from my son-in-law. Um, I lent it to him for a while. Told him he could keep it as long as he wanted. But I picked it up and started playing it last night, and I thought, wow, what an incredible guitar. And I've always thought that. I started out with a really cheap guitar in like 1968 at Tiesco, a Tulip they called it. It was the Tulip model, and played that for 9 years. I didn't know any better. That's all I had, and I had a little plastic amp and no pedals, and that's what I played for several years. I played because I just enjoyed playing, and I didn't really think about gear as much back then. And through a series of my own, habits and uh, personal issues, I think that I ended up with a yellow Ibanez Blazer that had been hand painted yellow, um, with a brush, I think, and it had a repaired headstock, and it's crazy. And anyway, this is a Squier Classic Vibe. They're reasonably cheap guitar. Inexpensive. Let me rephrase that: inexpensive. And the only mods I've done to this, really, uh, I put a virtual solo in the bridge, which is a noiseless pickup. Uh, and I did that because if I played it out live, I play in a lot of venues that have bad wiring, and I thought, if I won't have to deal with that high gain, 60 cycle hum. So I switched out to this. This thing stays in tune incredibly well. It's an amazing guitar, and every time I pick it up, I'm reminded of just how much I like it. The neck profile is perfect for me. It stays in tune well. The bar's good. The weight of it is almost a pound lighter than the rest of my Strats. It's just a great guitar. And having said that, I own an Eric Johnson Strat. I own a Jeff Beck Strat, and my main guitar that I play is a Lincoln Brewster Strat. And all those are incredible instruments. And I got to thinking when I was playing this last night, why don't I play this live? Is there any limitations to it? No. I could pick it up and play it just as comfortably as any of the other guitars. It feels good. The weight's good. The action's incredible. The neck's straight. Frets are good. So yeah, that's then why don't I play it? And then it occurred to me it's possible over a period of time I've developed a guitar snobbery, if you will, and maybe it's a subconscious thing that I'm going, this thing says Squire, and people come up and say, you mean you're playing a Squire guitar? So I don't know. Maybe that's the situation. Maybe I'm playing more expensive guitars because I can. But certainly in terms of limitations, this guitar is not limited to me. I know you could make case for, well, it needs a better block in the tremolo or whatever. No, you know what, that doesn't bother me. This thing just plays great. And I think sometimes that we want to reach, sometimes even maybe beyond what we really have to have. I remember a guy years ago that said, man, he said, I bought a set of pings and they really improved my game. Well, I played golf with a guy and he wasn't that good of a golfer to start with. And honestly, if you have really bad form, a different set of clubs don't make you a better player. You might hit the ball farther, you might slice it farther or hook it farther, but and so having said that, I think it's so much more important that we find a good instrument. What I'm saying is if you're a little budget conscious or you don't really have the money to step up and buy high dollar guitars, there's certainly a lot of guitars in this price range that are incredibly well made and you know, I would be comfortable playing this at gigs. Why I don't, not for sure, but it's a great guitar, and maybe that's something I'll have to deal with. Just make myself and go. What do you think? Is there such a thing as snobbery? Do we want to be brand driven? It's almost like I don't want to drive a junky car because I can afford a really nice car. Um, I don't know, but the point is they're both transportation. In my case, I don't know that I could justify the difference in price between this guitar and say my Jeff Beck or Lincoln Brewster. Lincoln Brewster has, you know, has a 12 dB boost. It's got a compound radius neck, which isn't really that, none of those that important. If there was anything, I would prefer this to be a more of a satin finish, which I could remedy that fairly quick. But in terms of just a great guitar, this is a great. So maybe I am a snob, maybe I'm not. But let me know what you think, and give me your input. And I'll talk to you soon.